Welcome back! Today we're going to be talking about the Warren Occult Museum and the famous Annabelle doll. So let's start with Ed and Lorraine. So Ed and Lorraine Warren are demonologists, self-proclaimed, so that means that they've taught themselves using books because there aren't many lectures regarding demonology, so they actually kind of started the trend of becoming demonologists and looking into the paranormal. So Ed is a self-proclaimed demonologist, while Lorraine is a clairvoyant and a medium. So a medium is a person that can talk to what they call the other side, so that means anything paranormal, ghosts, including demons. So she's able to see a little bit more than what the average person sees. This is still looked upon as possibly, many skeptics are behind this type of investigation, but Ed and Lorraine are two people and they're just living their lives, and if they want to help people and it actually does help, I feel like it should be used and it could be real. So Ed and Lorraine and their museum have inspired the over 17 Amityville horror movies, as well as seven movies in the Conjuring universe. So film producers especially like the idea of the paranormal and the many demons that they have encountered and what that does to the human spirit. So in reality, they have inspired this human emotion and this human longing to understand the unknown. So let's go on to two of the main dolls that I found the most intriguing in their museum. So let's start first with the satanic doll or satanic idol that was found in the woods of Connecticut. Now, as I was looking, a lot of these dolls or possessed beings are on the East Coast, including Connecticut. And to me, that's just it correlates because the eastern seaboard of the United States has been around a lot longer than the western. So I have a feeling that all of these people, ghosts, have stayed where they died, and it just causes a lot of paranormal to occur in that area. So it's really interesting that many of these dolls actually come from the Connecticut region and the Connecticut forest. So this idol was hanging in a forest, and this young hunter actually got lost in the woods after a day of hunting, came across the idol, and he got this overwhelming feeling of dread just come across him. He started shivering and sweating, and just horrible images came to his mind. And he actually sat down in front of the idol, realizing what this idol was actually doing to him. He got up and needed to go back to his car. As he was walking back through the forest, this man in a black cloak stepped up beside him, and this hunter could feel the presence of this cloaked figure. He finally got up the courage to look over to the cloaked figure and asking him, "How do I get back home?" The cloaked figure simply lifted his hand and pointed right off the path. He then disappeared from view. And the hunter, scared out of his mind, not wanting this cloaked figure to come back, went the direction that it pointed, and he actually found his car and drove away. After telling his friends all about this encounter he had in the woods, they told him to call Ed and Lorraine Warren and to come look at the idol maybe. So he called Ed, and Ed actually came out and said, "Can you show me where it is?" They went to the idol, and he knew exactly what that idol was. It's a satanic ritual idol. And the man he had encountered was a high priest, a very old high priest. Ed then took the idol back to his museum, and as soon as it was in the museum, Lorraine said activity started to occur, and Ed could see Lorraine levitate in her bed, as well as she would go under a catatonic state for days at a time before waking, and he knows it was the high priest punishing him for moving his sacred idol. So overall, the story is human it's very personal because this man was lost and he came across this idol, he got this feeling, and I'm still wondering why this high priest figure pointed him in the right direction. It's still maybe because he had the intuition to leave the idol alone, and to leave it because he felt this, he understood his pain of being lost, and then directed him home. So let's move on to the Annabelle doll, the most famous doll, and the recent movie coming out, Annabelle Comes Home. Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann doll that has been in the Warren Occult Museum for some time, I think since the 1960s. Annabelle is sealed in a box with holy water. The wood is like stained with holy water. There are 3 crosses located on the outside of the box with a few Bible verses painted on the inside. And a sign is located on the glass saying, "Warning, positively do not open." Now, Ed had put this sign here because he had had a few incidences before where people actually picked up the doll and they became cursed. So let's go back to the origins of the doll. The Raggedy Ann doll was given to a young nurse who was sharing an apartment with her friend. The doll was given to her by her mother because her mother knows she likes dolls. She then placed the doll on her bed as a decoration, as many people would do. And the next few weeks, her and her roommate would notice that the doll would move. It would either uncross its legs, cross its legs, maybe put his arms. And the girls thought, we should probably get this checked out. So they invited a medium to come over and give a reading of the doll. Now, the medium knew this doll was not of this world. It was not good. It was an evil doll. So he decided to tell the girls that it was just a little girl's spirit. And she was killed outside the apartment complex, so he decided to tell them this little girl was killed and now she inhabits the doll. He didn't want to tell them the real story. So, looking back at this, we know that human spirits do not occupy inanimate objects. Only demons can occupy inanimate objects and make you believe something different. So, the doll was sitting on the couch one day, and the nurse's boyfriend was over at the time, and she was telling him about the doll and what it was doing. And he said, a Raggedy Ann doll would never do such things. He picks up the doll and throws it across the room. As soon as he throws it across the room, blood starts seeping through his shirt, opening it to find 7 wounds, 3 on his chest and 4 on his stomach. And it was 3 claw marks just ripping his skin open. And as you know, the 3 claw marks, or the number 3 in general, is the sign of the demon. And right away, she told her friends, they told, again, she lived in Connecticut, to call Ed and Lorraine Warren. So she called them, they came. Since Lorraine is a medium, she was able to tell right away this is not a good doll, it's not a good spirit inside, it's something from the underworld. So she takes the doll back to the museum and they leave it in a chair for some time before they have to put it in a box to try to contain the devil inside. So now Annabelle is the main attraction at the Warren Occult Museum, but we know from these first-hand accounts that you should not mess with or open the door to that other side to let in something unknown, because you don't know how to close it and it can never be closed. So this is just a warning, I guess. If you want to visit the Warren Occult Museum, it's definitely on my bucket list and someplace I'd want to see. It is in their home, which I find really interesting. By keeping these demons close to them, they're actually letting other people live their lives. They're actually taking on that responsibility and they're acting now on those spirits, and they have to deal with all the activities that occur around them. And I just think that they're very honorable people. They have many stories to tell. They go on lectures, and sadly Lorraine Warren passed away just this last year, and so I wanted to commemorate her with this video and maybe go and see the museum and definitely see the new movie coming out. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and I'll see you again for another video. Have a great day.
I met you in the summer, and I came to your town.
What happened?
Why did you just look so loud? I just want potato salad. I'm sorry. Are you still on focus? I think so. Are you even the doll's moving? We should probably get this checked out. It's 6.
Also 3.
Really?
Triangle.
Oh. Triangle. No! You see, that's so cringy. I'm not gonna use any of this video. Please give it a big thumb.
I forgot it.